Marinas to close top of the first. And now we have Cassidy Pickering. Noted how many walks that she had moments ago. Now up to 32 because she drew a walk in the very first inning. And for Chloe Barber, that'll be something that she'll have to deal with this year. Has given up 42 walks. Oh, last year she had 64 in 28 appearances. Started 19 games. But this year, ERA has gone up. 3-6 record. (2-0) from Barber. Upstairs.
I remember us talking about how, you know, the game of softball has changed. There's more film.
Drawn by Cassidy Pickering. And I think that's for sure true, but also there's that saying, the sophomore slump. Like, those things very well could happen. You do get comfortable. You think that, hey, my stuff is great, and you feel like we can do the same thing, and then you come to realize, oh, these players have also gotten better in the offseason. Gabby Garcia. RBI single in the first for Oklahoma. That one shoulder high, and Chloe Barber trying to find the spot here in inning number 2.
Yeah, Chloe Barber right here just needs to find the zone. And once she does, you know, it could be a completely different story. She just needs to find that.
Take that back. 1-1 be in the count. After showing bunt, Garcia pulled back. Was looking to become one of those to hit a home run today. 10 home runs on the year for Garcia. True freshman from Arizona.
Looks like Chloe Barber hit her with that rise ball, and she was able to stay off of it, but was a little bit tempted. And if I do say so myself, those pitches are very tempting.
Speed at number 3. Shockers are there at 4. Virginia Tech at 5. Home run ball hasn't quite been there for Wichita State and Georgia like previous seasons, but when you lose some familiar names like an Addie Barnard, naturally you think that the production would dip a little bit. Sydney Sanders, well, she's used to hitting home runs, 51 in her career, ranks 6th among all active Division I softball players.
Ooh, that ball had some spin on it.
Sanders last year with 15 home runs, 3rd on the team, but also drew walks at a high rate, 43.
Oh.
This one would have been long gone had it stayed fair, but instead it hooks just to the left. She'll have to try back and try to do it all over again. But we're starting to hear the pop now.
Talking about those fireworks. You got those fireworks coming off them bats. They are passing that bat.
And Sanders, she'd like to get back on track. She was 1 for 7 in the series against Mizzou. Fouls this one off to make it 2-2. But as good as Sanders has been with homers, the walk game has been great too. 4th in Division I with career walks with 140.
Wow.
Downstairs, and here she is working it back to a 3-2 count. Last year batted just .242, but this year firmly in the 300s. 3-2 got underneath it. Ends up going foul. All the fans on high alert. And boy, are there a lot of fans in the stands here for today.
Yeah, it's looking pretty packed out there. That's what I like to see.
And all of them getting a chance to look over at a new building that is currently being constructed. Wichita State investing in the softball program. The Christy Brebender leading the charge. Over 400 wins now in a career. That type of call, but it does close the second frame. 10-3 Oklahoma. Oklahoma as we open up the third frame. I don't think Isabella Emmerling meant to do that. Ends up being a foul ball.
That ball came off hard off her bat, and she barely even swung. That just shows you.
The raw power.
The Sooners are strong. Sooners strong. Come on.
Isabella Emmerling with an RBI single back in the first frame. Chloe Barber mixing up the pitches here today. She's been showing a little bit of everything today.
Yeah.
Hasn't just all been about power. It's been a little bit of everything for Chloe Barber in relief.
Yeah, she's utilizing that off speed, and that's a nice changeup, I will say.
Well, she came in the first, recorded a strikeout to close the first frame. Then she gave up a walk, a two-run homer, and then ground out and a couple of pop-ups.
Not bad.
Maybe she has found her rhythm for Wichita State. Emmerling thought about it for a moment. Instead, she'll take a 3-1 count. Emmerling in her first season with Oklahoma was at North Carolina beforehand. Ended up setting some records for North.
Ball was hit too hard.
We all can't be Matty Espinosas. We all can't catch those.
I don't know about that.
Emmerling with an impressive display of power. Our fourth homer for the day. Maya Bland, 2 RBI hit back in the first. As a freshman, ended up being Oklahoma's top pinch runner in 2024. Had 8 stolen bases. Only had 18 plate appearances in total, but getting some more work here today for the Sooners.
Sometimes you got to help your team in whatever way you can, and she obviously did that last year.
Well, it wasn't that long ago when she was in high school. She was actually rated the number 11.
Hit her, and she still got that speed. Just shows you the real athleticism that, OU has.
And that's maybe the misrepresentation of Oklahoma over the years. You're so used to the bombs and the amount of home runs. Then you look at this year's team, you do see the speed, and not like they're doing poorly in the home run category because they have over 60 home runs on the year, so they're not doing terribly. But you see the speed, you see the patience at the plate with their walking ability. And even this year, they're 29-1, but keep in mind they've had to rally in a handful of games. Oklahoma has 11 comeback victories this season, one of 13 teams in the country to have double-digit comeback victories. Now, at this moment, not having to worry about that, but it's been different for Oklahoma. But as we mentioned, just because the normal names that you're used to have graduated doesn't mean that there's a huge drop-off for Oklahoma. I mean, heck, when you win 4 consecutive national championships.
Yeah. Had a lot of players go through that program in every year.
Homer of the inning for Oklahoma. Cassidy Pickering with a 7-game hit streak now. Brings her home run total up to 10 after that one. (14-3) Oklahoma. Gabby Garcia. She's the one that had a 2-run blast in the second frame to get the home run derby started for Oklahoma. 2 for 2 with 3 runs batted in. She's just been super impressive. Already named SEC Player of the Week just a couple of days ago. And you want to know how good she has it? She became the first Oklahoma freshman since Jocelyn Allo in 2018 to homer in 5 consecutive games.
Wow.
If your name is associated with her, is that a good thing? I think it would be.
I think so. One of the best players I've ever seen.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Gabby Garcia. Yeah, those home runs taking place against Kansas,
Woo.
Marshall, Kansas City, and then 2 against South Carolina.
Just an impressive offense. I don't even know what to say because they're just impressive. They got it like that. I don't know. Well, I do know. I think we all know. Oh.
And now we see a new player for Oklahoma. Tia Malloy. She's taken the spot for Ella Parker, who was the designated player. With that being a 14-3 advantage, Coach Gasso trying to work in some more players. Malloy, another true freshman. Gee, have we said that a time or two before?
Maybe.
Just a few. Her dad actually played football at Washington, spent 15 seasons in the NFL.
Lord.
And she ends up swinging and missing here. Her dad played with the New England Patriots, won a Super Bowl.
Oh. Wow.
Balls for Oklahoma makes it 14. But for Coach Christy Bredbender, she has never been shy when it comes to scheduling tough competition.
Nope.
That's why when you look at the RPI for Wichita State, the Shockers checking in the top 60 at 57. They have already faced 10 teams in the top 65. That includes Oklahoma, and now this is going to help on that front as we see Lauren Lucas, Brooklyn Levonick, and Taylor Solacek all coming up for WSU. We have Cindy Barker in the game for Oklahoma. She's over at first base right now for Oklahoma. And we also have a change in center field as Hannah Core replaces Dayton. So Oklahoma mixing in some different players here. Lucas fouls it off. 12-game hit streak for Lauren Lucas. Ended up extending it yesterday in the 5th with that RBI double. One of 2 major players to miss all last year for Wichita State. due to injury. Her and Cameron Compton.
As you can tell, they're both already having a year.
Lauren Lucas leading the charge with 39 hits on this season. Compton with 6 homers. Lauren Lucas hanging in there, 3-2 count. Trying to find that one pitch she wants to send out to try to extend this. And then last inning, you had Jody Epperson with that double. Lauren Lucas getting on with a walk. So at least Wichita State trying.
Yeah, Wichita State is, I mean, they're producing offensively. It's just Oklahoma, they can hit and they can get on and they're fast and they're aggressive. So, you know, sometimes it's a little bit hard to combat.
Last double-digit run game for Oklahoma was against number 15 Arkansas to wrap up the series. The high for the year for Oklahoma for runs on the board being 17 against Kansas City.
Only 3 shy of that today.
Earlier this month. 17-1 being the final score in 5 innings. Oklahoma top 10 in the country in numerous categories. Runs per game at 8.3, which is number 5 in the country. On base percentage, collectively .469, which is good for 4th. Slugging percentage at .650 for 5th. And then ERA-wise, already
right up the middle.
Nothing fancy there for Solacek, who now has her RBI total up to 19 on the year. Solacek was unable to come up with an RBI yesterday against Central Arkansas, but she's been able to drive in a run in 4 of the last 5 contests for Wichita State. Maybe another player that's getting hot at the plate for WSU.
Oh.
Compton ends up fouling it off.
It's just refreshing that she's able to come back from an injury. You know, she didn't play every game at the beginning of this season, and now she is, and she came ready, and she's doing so well, and that's what you like to see. Sometimes coming back from injuries are really difficult, and, you know, obviously she took it head on, and she's doing her thing now. It's really cool.
A couple years back in 2023, she batted 188, had 3 home runs total. She has doubled that this year. Went with a check swing here. I know the Oklahoma fans wanted that to be a punch out for Deal. Instead, Cam Compton will get another chance here. Yeah, there's one fan. You can hear that one pretty good. Good amount of Oklahoma fans in the stands. Of course, that shouldn't surprise anyone considering just how great of a program they've been. And everyone wondered what it would have been like for them going over to the SEC. Well, here this year with 1 conference loss. 6 Oklahoma. 3 home runs for Wichita State. And now Oklahoma will like to slow things down for a moment. Deal having a brief conversation. Lots of smiles, though, in that center circle. A little one-on-one conversation, wanting to separate the rest of the group from her. Looks like we do have someone coming in, but we don't know if that's actually for a new pitcher. Just a lot of standing and waiting for a moment. Peyton Monticelli's the one who is coming in. And now she officially reaches the chalk as Oklahoma plans on making a switch here in the third. 14-6 Oklahoma. One down in the bottom of the third. And we will talk more about the pitcher when we return.
I'm thinking of buying a house.
A house?
By yourself?
Are you sure? I don't know anyone that owns a house.
Yeah, girl. I mean, it's a big commitment.
Hey, if you can make it work.
I got this. You got this. I see this for you. Trendsetter.
Peyton Monticelli comes on for Oklahoma. 8-run ball game in the third, 14-6. We've seen 6 hits resulting in home runs for both these teams. Just like for Wichita State. Shockers not going down without a fight. You had 8 runs for Oklahoma in the top of the first. The Shockers responded with 2. Second frame, 2 for Oklahoma, 1 for Wichita State in the second, and now here in the third, you surrender 4, but you come right back with 3 on the board. 2 balls, no strikes.
We talk about that low ERA when it comes to the Sooners pitchers. And, I mean, for Wichita State to be able to put up 6 against this very talented program, and their pitching staff is stacked. I mean, it's really impressive.
Well, if you look at the overall body of work for Oklahoma this year, you have 6 runs for the Shockers. Oklahoma gave up 7 and a 10-7 win against Arkansas back on March 16. And then you have back-to-back 10-9 wins against nationally ranked South Carolina. The 9 runs surrendered being the most all season. And then you have earlier in the year an 11-6 win against San Diego State, and that was a 9-inning game. So only a handful of teams have been able to get 6 runs on the board against this Oklahoma team. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Sammy Hood, who thought she was going to take her spot over at first to load up the bags. Sammy Hood fouls it off. Hood this year batting .247. Has 4 homers on this season.
Oh,
and for the first time in this game, the Shockers have put more runs on the board in a half inning than Oklahoma. I remember when I told you about the back-to-back 10-9 wins. Well, Wichita State has matched 9 runs, the most surrendered by Oklahoma this year.
yeah, and you talked about how Coach Bredbender, she's not scared to put you up with the the top dogs, and this is exactly why, because Wichita State, they have that press, they have that grit. You know, they're a mid-major, but they can work.
A home run to her name today. Well, for Wichita State, Christy Bredbender coming off a series win against UTSA. They've won 5 games in the last 7. And then got a win yesterday against Central Arkansas to make it in a 6-1 win. But I know, talking to Coach Bredbender, she was looking to see that competitive spirit against Oklahoma. There's no doubt her team's been able to bring that here today. Wichita State started conference play 0-4, first time since 2012 for Wichita State. But they have started to figure some things out here in the last couple of weeks. And this, win or lose, I think you're going to take a look back at it and go, hey, we can draw some positives out of this game.
For sure.
3-1 to Eck, ends up swinging 3-2.
They've also got some young players, as we've mentioned